Hello, active and attractive community. Hello, ladies. How are you guys feeling today? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to come and speak with you because we've got more momentum happening here in our group around our conversations with world building and focusing on what we need to do to prepare you to really step into 2024 in a place that feels aligned with what it is that you want to create on this earth. So ladies, we've got a lot of big conversations going on inside of our group. If you're new, I would love to welcome you because these conversations aren't just things that we want to do for a little while. Sarah's here. Oh my God. Hi, Sarah. We don't want to just have these conversations for a little while. What we're doing is we're talking about how can we build your world? I mean, like, how can we make a space for you? Hello. Oh my God, I love you so much. It's been a while. How can we make a space for you, Sarah, for you watching in a way that supports you? Okay. Sarah, I know specifically your vision for what it is that you see, that you feel called to bring into this earth. And when you hear me talk about things like this, and when you hear me say, you have something that you feel called to bring onto the earth, what I mean by that is, as a leader, you've got vision, you've got a calling, you've got a purpose, you've got something that is just, you're passionate about. You know that you are meant to serve here on the earth, on the planet. And when we think about this, no matter what it is that you do, there is a part of you that has to do the mission. You've got to go out and complete the mission. You've got to go build the business. You've got to go start the nonprofit. You've got to go open up the orphanage. You've got to, work with the women online. You've got to build the processes and procedures in corporate. You've got to do the things. There's things that you know you're meant to do. And in order for you to do that, what people don't talk about is that when you're creating the world, you want to always approach it from a place of you've already supported and created your world. When you have a world that you've built for yourself, ladies, it's a completely different feeling of going out and doing things, going out and kicking ass, going out and making things happen. It feels like it's completely different when you've slowed down and you've taken care of you. So the conversations on world building is that we want to make sure that as you're leading, as you're showing up for your family, as you're showing up for work, as you're showing up for business, as you're showing up, you're coming from a place of, I am supported. Guys, I'm very passionate about this conversation because I know for me, I really want to help a lot of things on this planet. There's a lot of things I want to support. There's a lot of causes I believe in. There's a lot of business ideas that I have. There's a lot of things that I know I can do. There's a lot of ways that I know that I can show up. And since a young age, I've always just been there. I've done it. I've gone after it. And it's been fun because I've met a lot of amazing people. I found out parts of the world and things that I didn't even know were going on. I've seen how passionate and creative how people could be. I've been able to see so many different things about what's possible that I could do here on this earth and actually be a contributing person. But in exploring how I could show up and who I'm supposed to be, I did it at a detriment to myself. I decided to commit to many different organizations. I committed to multiple jobs all at one time. And in doing that, I would always find myself very burnt out, just busted at the end of the day, really unsure of how I was going to keep going. And what was amazing, hello, Joanne, made it. What's up, girl? When I was trying to pursue whatever it is that my calling was in the season, I always ended up feeling like when I put my head on the bed at the end of the day, I would just feel like, oh, I've got to do this again tomorrow. Hi, love. It always felt like I didn't have enough to give. And what would happen is the passion, the go-gettedness, the eagerness to go out there and support, it would go away after a certain amount of time. And I didn't understand why. Now, all I knew at the time was that I would love to be available. I have a lot of skills. I'm a very fast learner. I've got a lot of ambition. I've got a lot of drive. And I would just give it to whatever showed up in front of me. But the problem that I didn't know I was struggling with was that in doing that, I was putting myself last. I spent a long time not realizing that me paying attention to me taking care of my health, my energy, my emotions, my home, my space, myself, I didn't realize that not doing that was going to keep me from not doing what I really wanted to do, which was to help the world. And so decades, ladies, decades of pushing and forcing and building and growing and doing, it led me to a place where I was able to say, look at all these things that I did. But on the inside, it just felt so dry. I'd love to hear, ladies, if you relate to this, if you've had a season or a lifetime in this space where you see the things going on in the world around you and you're so eager to help. You're like, I could see the problem and I have a solution. I want to fix it. I want to help. I want to build. I want to create. I want to do something about that. Joanne says, I can relate. It was exhausting. Exactly. And Joanne, right now, you've got such a beautiful mission. Joanne, for those of you guys who don't know her, I'm going to give you a shout out. You too, Sarah, definitely relate. Joanne has a beautiful practice of working with sound baths. And Joanne, I don't know all of what you did before you got into the space of delivering this beautiful sound therapy to people. But leading up to that, it's like, what did it take for you to just show up to the things that you were committed to? Sarah, I'm going to air out you and just hype you up. I mean, Sarah's got such an incredible career. She's got such an incredible story. And the work that she's doing now is a testament to that. But whenever we find our passion, Joanne, I believe this is your passion from what you shared. Sarah, I know we've talked about your passion. We know that what you're doing right now is it. When we build ourselves up to a place where we finally discover our true purpose, our true calling, the way that we meant to show up in the world, the way that aligns with our story, the way that aligns with our message in our hearts, the way that it aligns, when we finally find that mission, question we always come back to is, how am I going to do this? Now, I guarantee that if we really looked at you and we looked at your history, that should never be your question. How? How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Girl, you're going to just get up and do it. That's how you're going to do it. There's no doubt that Joanne and Sarah and everybody listening, there's no doubt that you've proven yourself that you could do it. I think that when we ask ourselves the question of how am I going to do it? What we're really saying is, how am I going to do it without burning out? How am I going to do it without getting tired? How am I going to do it without putting up myself last? How am I going to do it without me? Ladies, world building is about building the support around you, based on you, based on your world, based on your personality, your style, your care, your nature. We want to build a world that takes care of you first, so that when you go out into the world to do your thing, it feels smooth like butter. It's not how do you do it. You do it. You're a doer. Joanne, you're a doer. Sarah, you're a doer. I'm a doer. Every time I tried to exceed in my business, I'd ask myself, how do I do it? And the problem was I didn't know what I was really secretly craving was to do all of those things, but from a place of ease, lightness, joy, happiness, self-care. It's not really that I wanted it to be easy. I wanted it to feel light. So ladies, world building is us getting you to a place to build the biggest, brightest vision that you have for your mission. Some of you guys might be in relationships. Yeah, the journey, Sarah, you might be in relationships. You've got a vision for what that relationship looks like and the family you might make or the places and trips you might travel to. Some of you guys have organizations that you want to create, charities that you want to start, people that you want to connect. You see the problem that's out there on the earth. You've got that. And to support you in building that vision on the earth so the rest of us can play with it, so the rest of us can experience, so the rest of us could experience the goodness of the solution you see. We've got to make sure that you don't quit, that you don't stop, that you don't burn out, that you don't give up, that you don't not do it purely from the place of overwhelm. Overwhelm's not allowed in our space. And this is what I want to bring to you today. Rosemary Cuevas is here. What? Joanne says, who sent you this message? Don't get me started. I don't know. I mean, maybe like the divine or something. I don't know. Maybe our connection. I don't know. So, ladies, world building. Rosemary, hello. Ladies, world building is, you've got an internal state. You have a world, and we're going to really dive into this next month. I'm so excited to bring this concept to you in December because this is the fun part. This is the fun part. You've got a world that's inside of you, and the idea is that we want to get clear on your world so that you can show up to any situation, any place, any location, and be a value presence in the room before you even open your mouth. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about where it is that you see yourself going. I want to grab your vision. Where do you see yourself going in the year 2024? Now, I'm not speaking to you about where you going from the standpoint of, well, let's just talk about where you kind of want to go, maybe. I want to put time on this thing. Because if you were to really think, the world needs you. The world craves you. The world loves you. The world wants you. And the solution you have to bring to the earth. What do you know that you feel called to build in the year 2024? What do you feel called to in the year 2024? Now, if you don't know yet, or you do know, if you do know, I want to ask, ladies, can you put some of this in the comments down below? What are just some casual things? It doesn't have to be, I'm going to save the world, right? It doesn't have to be that big. It might be, I want to purchase a home, or I want to find a great homeschooling program for my kids, or I want to become more deeply intimate with my spouse, or I want to start traveling in the year 2024 because I know travel has something for me. What are some of the visions that you see for yourself in 2024, whether it's relative to you or relative to the mission that you have? I'd love to hear. Now, the last two lives that we've done in our group, the World Building Conversations, we have started to talk about this. So I would love, if you haven't already seen these lives, I would love for you to go catch those lives, go watch those lives, because all of these conversations are building on top of each other. Okay. It's really exciting because world building it's not something I can explain in one sentence. It's something that's big. Brandy made it. Yes, ma'am. Hello. It's not something that I can share with you in one conversation. It's an ongoing thought process, but I don't want to just teach you guys. I want to build with you in real time. I want us to be able to come back to this conversation this time next year, December, November of next year, and be able to say, here it is. What I used to think in my mind is now in my hands. The body I used to imagine, the health that I used to hope for, it's now physically here in the earth. The me, the intimacy, Brandy, the intimacy that I want with my spouse, I've always dreamed of it, and I've wanted it, and I know that when we're together, we're powerful, but we've been separate lately, and I want to build it back together so that we can create what we're meant to create as a team. The business idea that you have, the thing that I know that you're craving to get out onto the earth, because you know when people hear the sound bath that you have to give to them, you know it's not just going to impact that one person. They will walk this earth differently. Therefore, the world will change. There are things that we want to do, ladies, and our lives in the past were us slowly siphoning down the general theme of world building and breaking it up into more digestible bits. Now, the quadrants, which I won't spend a lot of time on explaining here right now because it's a pretty lengthy explanation, but your world is where we want to focus. We want to catch the vision for 2024, and then we want to dial it back into you. There are 4 quadrants to your world, and these quadrants are your home, your body, your relationships, and then your business. When you're able to build these 4 quadrants out to the level at which you see them in your heart, oh my God, ladies, I can't describe it more. There's just a way you walk a little bit differently, knowing that when you're done doing what you did for the day, you get to go home and your home sings when you get there. And when you have relationships in your life that support you and cheer you on and encourage you, and they feel close and connected, you don't want to stop fulfilling your purpose, because you know, worst case, if things go wrong, you've got people to fall on or speak you back into your greatness. And when your business has an infrastructure that honors and supports the heart architecture of what you see for your solution for the planet, and it's built in and it's sturdy and it's stable and it's great, you function differently when you have to come up against bigger and bolder things, right? So we've got 4 quadrants that we're all looking at. Body 2, body is just you, your style, your body, your health, your physique, everything that you've got. Like the body quadrant represents that. So as we're dialing in what it is that you're wanting to focus on for 2024, the reason we're doing this is because 2024, January 1st, is your starting line. It's the beginning. But what most people don't talk about is that we should probably take a little bit of time before you start to prepare. I don't want you to lift really heavy weights and break your back because we didn't warm up. And so what we're doing right now in November and December is we're getting really clear on your vision. We're getting very clear on what you want for 2024, because there's a reason you haven't already done it yet. There's a reason you haven't built what you feel called to build yet. It's not you. It's not your incapacity. It's not your unworthiness. It's just there's a couple of mental and emotional blocks. And oftentimes what I've seen is it's simply a lack of clarity. In the last live in the quadrants, we talked about how you might be trying to improve your relationship quadrant, but your issue is over in your body quadrant. You might be trying to solve issues in your business and really build up your business, but the real problem is back at home. Oftentimes what happens is we look at what it is that we want and we try to go for it, but we run into what I call the invisible wall. And we can't get through the invisible wall because the truth is the real reason we're not allowing ourselves to have it is because it's in a different area in our lives. I've seen this over and over again with my clients in fitness. It's like, here's the meal plan. And for some reason, they can't seem to do it. Even though they know what to do, they can't do it. And I found that for my clients, it's either a relationship in their life or the state of their home or, something going on in business that's just got their mind so caught up that if they really were successful in their physique, they wouldn't know what to do with it. It's just too much. So go back and watch the last 2 videos, because what I want to talk to you about today is a primer for our next conversation. All right, ladies, we're priming you up because our next conversation is going to be big. Our next conversation is going to take your vision, define it in the quadrants, and then bring it down to practical step-based actions, which I'll talk about very soon. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. What are your visions over here? Rosemary says strengthening relationships in health, marriage, and family. Yes, ma'am. That's the core, but I need to design what that looks like. So Rosemary, you brought up a very good point. This is what I mean. We say out loud what we want, and it's beautiful, and we mean it. It's what we want. But we don't always take the time to really think about the practicality. What's the day-to-day look like of not only having that thing? Uh-oh, am I still here? It said low connection. Just give me a thumbs up or a heart. We often say what we want. We know what we want. This is the torture. This is like a mini hell we have for ourselves. It's like, I know what I want, but we don't really think, thank you so much. We don't really think about what it is that it looks like. What would it actually be like to be a healthy woman? It's like, I gotta go to the gym. I've got to have a yoga mat. I've got to actually cook food. That means I have to go to the groceries. The practicality of it is way different than the cute little vision that makes us all warm and fuzzy inside, right? We don't talk about that. So what we want to do is I want to grab your visions now before we start in January 1st. I don't want you to feel like you're failing next year. I want you to feel like you're building, you're compounding what it is that you're here to create. And as you do this, as we do this together, we're going to narrow this down because, like Rosemary said, we need to design it. We need to really get it down. What do they say? You got to make it plain. Write it down and make it plain. We get emotional because we don't make it plain. And I love our emotions, but it's a big contributor as to why we don't follow through on the things we're meant to lead. And I want to see you guys lead people and create the change I know you're designed to create. So Sarah says, release and clear out the trauma stored in my body, greater wellness internally, build spiritual wellness course. A mastermind coming from Sarah Bourbon. Hey, guys, watching this right now, I want you to remember what Sarah just said, okay? We're all in agreement with you, Sarah. Like, your journey has the perfect container to hold the emotional integrity of this space. I believe in what you're creating. I do. And so you just said it. I've got to first, before I really hold space for that, I've got to clear and release the trauma stored in my body for greater wellness internally. When you can do that, your nervous system won't get weird, as weird at least, whenever you encounter the reality of what it looks like to build a business. Right? We got a lot of things that come along with business. So I love that, Sarah. I'm so excited for that. So Brandy says, heard architecture. Love that. Heart architecture. That's right. There's a reason every single time. Joanne says, my vision is stepping into more rooms and online to share sound healing meditation. Guys, I've done sound baths like twice, I think. It really shook things up, but imagine if there were a few more women on the earth who really stood confidently in their embodiment of what that was, but they weren't afraid to vocalize the value and what it is. There's no offense to this, and Joanne, I'm definitely not saying this is you, but there's people in such powerful, beautiful, spiritual, visual, like emotional spaces that they've got this part down. But their own life experiences have kept them from getting that message out, right? So whatever is keeping us from doing what we feel called to do, it's not in the business quadrant. Joanne knows what she's wanting to build. It might be somewhere else. And that's okay. That's the whole point. That's what we're here working through together. Rosemary. She don't gym, she dances. Brandy says, awakening women to their depth, their deep intimacy potential with their partner so that they are able to move from best friends to soulful lovers. What if, ladies, what if more women who already found the man of their dreams were able to tie in sexual, emotional, integrous intimacy that surpassed the physical and the joking buddy-buddiness that can come along with marriage sometimes? What if more women and men partnered in this space? What could they create together as a team outside of the bedroom? Intimacy doesn't just stay there. It goes everywhere they go together. So Brandy getting herself in a place where she's positioned, she's ready, because she knows her internal world. And she's not afraid of what people throw at her to tell her she's being too much, or don't talk about sex, or whatever Brandy you might run into. That's the spirit of world building. We start with us first so that we're prepared. So when we go out against what the world says is not there, we're there and we bring it, because wherever we stand, we're valuable. Rosemary says, but at the end of 2024, I would love to be enjoying the thriving in the strength training area. That's why I know you're it, Rosemary. That anointing is for you. There's resistance in that area for a reason, because it's for you. If it wasn't for you, you wouldn't even care. You'd be like, hell no, I'm not going to strength train. I'm going to go over there and dance for the rest of my life, right? It's calling you, but we've got to untangle the little bits and the blocks and the things, right? I needed to lean into that. Yeah, that's so amazing. Oh, so you guys, again, everybody so far here on this live, I do know personally in some way. And I just love how you guys all carry different facets that you don't even know that you carry. Like Rosemary said, I need to lean into that. Brandy's the master of this, right? And if she wasn't speaking, Rosemary wouldn't have access to it. And then the same thing with strength training for me. If I didn't stand in my power around my knowledge and my willingness to be seen by you guys and my voice and all these things, like I've had to overcome all of these things. I've had to build my world to share my voice around strength training. If I couldn't get to that place, Rosemary wouldn't see my perspective, which is you get to slowly get there. You don't have to get there fast and strong like everyone else is projecting, right? So we all have something to offer. We all have a different perspective to offer, and that's the vision for the world. But if you're not already powerfully getting your message out there, I want to encourage, or even if you are, but you're tired, I want to encourage you to come back in, and we're going to look at your world and map that out so you really feel, I'm talking boardroom business meetings, going to other countries, making shit happen, ladies kind of vision. That's what I see for you, is like really doing things, but you're like peaceful and silently strong. Like that's what I think the world is missing right now, is an internal strength that we don't have to overperform. We know what our gift is. We know what we're here to bring. When we have our internal world at our back, we can go out and tackle anything in the world, anything. Brandy says, thank you for holding such beautiful eye-opening space, darling. Thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys. So I wanted to bring this conversation before we spoke next week. Because next week I'm going to be running a masterclass. I'm going to call it a masterclass. It's literally just another live, but it's going to be very focused, and I want to try to get a lot of people here for this conversation. Now, the masterclass / workshop, is going to be hands-on, you engaging to answer questions so we can clearly map out what it is that you're going to be doing. Okay, I want to take your big, beautiful vision that has all of the heart in the world, and I want to narrow it down to let's lay out all the practicality so we can get in front of this. I want you to feel like you're prepared for 2024. Now, the big piece that I want to leave you with before we move on is that there's something I teach when it comes to world building. It's very vital before we decide what it is that we're going to be doing, or what it is that you're going to be doing. There's one thing I say to my clients over and over again. Most of us here, we're dreamers. We've got vision. We've got foresight. We've got intuition. We've got the ability to sit in spirit. We can see things that are not here yet. And what I refer to this as is we're very in tune with the 5D space. Okay, if you don't know what I'm saying, just hang on with me. 5D, from what I've learned or what I've understood it as, is the space of imagination. It's the space of spirit. It's the space where the iPhone came from. Steve Jobs had a vision of this object that he knew would function similarly to a computer, but still allow people to call like a phone. He saw something here that was not here. And when he was in his 5D space, whether it came to him in a dream, he was driving aimlessly, he was talking to someone and the idea thunked him over the head, however he encountered the vision of the iPhone, it only existed in the 5D space until he took the actions. The actions. All right, Brandy, so happy you made it so far. Thank you so much. It's the 5D space is where it came from, and it did not come into our hands for me to be having this conversation with you right now, until he took action to build his vision into the world. Ladies, there were a lot of times in my life where I tried to get lean, tried to get strong, I tried to imagine my business, I tried to imagine all these things, I tried to think it through in my mind, and I got pretty clear on what I wanted. But it did not matter. What I saw didn't matter until I actually realized that this thing was not going to get built until I took action. I deeply believe there's a lot of us who are wounded from really taking action, like kicking it down, juggling multiple projects while navigating our family, while being married, while. It's not that we don't know how to do business. Rosemary says, me too, friend. I'm catching replays, so I'm so excited to voice this to us. I love this. Thank you. It's like I know that there is an air in a lot of us who it's like, oh God, I know, I just gotta go work out. I know, I've gotta just do it. I know, Sammy, I know, Ladies, your world does not get built until you take action. My intention for really creating a live just for this is to tell you that I want to suggest that we reframe action for you. We can't build your beautiful body, your strong body, your incredible business, your incredible family. We can't build intimacy with your spouse, or we can't do anything with only vision. It is an absolute must that you learn that actions build worlds. Actions build worlds. Worlds that aren't seen yet. Worlds that support people. Worlds that support you. Worlds that allow people to find themselves, that allow people to feel something, that allow people to finally get their stuff together. It's in you taking action that worlds get built. And I want to bring a lightness to this, because the reason action in the past did not feel good is because most likely you were taking action towards things you didn't really like. You were doing things you really didn't want to do. You were taking action with people that really didn't support you. You took action before you took action on yourself. There are a lot of reasons why we are a little stained about what action has been. And if you resonate with that good action, then I want to celebrate you, because you're not going to have a problem building many, many, many worlds. Right now, if you do, if you're like me, where I overperformed myself into a place where my hormone panel is not very happy because my adrenals have been so burnt out. If you are someone who's constantly needing caffeine just to try to make things and keep yourself going. If you are someone who did great things in the world, but then you fall asleep on your pillow at night and you're just like, oh, this is awful. I've got to do this again. If this is you, we're going to stake a claim and reform today. And I'll show you how we're going to still have to take action. I'm still going to ask you to do things to build a world that supports you. But we're going to do it in a way that feels fun. We're going to do it in a way that feels good. Just how Rosemary said she doesn't want to strength train. You don't have to strength train today. You can dance first. But if it's a calling on your life, it will call you eventually. And we're going to get you to a place of where you get what you want, but you got there from craving it, not from forcing it. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So with that being said, ladies, we are going to take your vision next week and make it practical. What it may feel like is you're going to have a list of actions to take action on, and I'll be here to support you. We're going to be live every week, and this space is for you to share your stories and share your experiences, and we're going to really drive our message based on what you guys share. But the bottom line here is we want to first get clear on your vision. We want to make it very, very plain. We want to see why you're not doing it already. What is the thing that's blocking you? And we're going to take even that answer a step deeper so that you feel a burning in your belly that says, ooh, if I don't do anything, I'm going to take action on this one thing. And I know it's going to prepare me to change everything very soon. So ladies, I've got a plan. I've got a plan for you. My only ask is that you show up and you show up ready to do. All right. We've got plenty of space to support you emotionally. I've got other programs in store for you to support you for deeper understanding and deeper practice. And as you experience this, I want you to remember that the number one premise is that we're here to create a world for you, whether it's for your body, your family, your home, your business, or the other relationships that matter in your life. There's room for all of it because your health in all areas of your life is the only way you're going to help build a healthier planet. So that's it, ladies. I love you. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me today. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to share, I really look forward to reading what it is that you've got. What you will be seeing from me over the next few days is a lot of posting about this masterclass. It's going to be called Actionable Clarity. Actionable Clarity is the name that came to me. And I was like, that's a big mouthful, God. Are you sure you want me to use that? I love you, Sarah. Get clear on my vision. I'll do my best. We're leaving Monday for my husband's family memorial service. Brother died unexpectedly. Oh, Sarah, you're going to be in my prayers, and, I always feel so close to you. So I'll definitely be thinking of you. And this to me is an exact example of how life will just always happen. We have to know that we've got people to rely on. And Sarah, in the realm of relationships, you're a very, very reliable person. So I just want to make sure you feel like you've got the same support going into you. So Actionable Clarity is going to be the program or the masterclass workshop. And I'm going to be posting about it. So if you see me posting about it, what I would love is if you could just like and comment and share some hype on the post and just let other people know that it's coming. The intention is you're so welcome. The intention is to share this message of what world building is. I want to see more peace on the earth. I want to see more striving and doing, but from a place of excitement and craving, and women supporting women, and happiness and power and effectiveness. I don't believe anymore in just being like female empowerment. I really want us to empower what we've got here currently on the earth. There's so many things that we can get into. So I know you feel called to something specific. So let's expand what it is that you feel called to. And after we do that, we dial it back in on you so that you can be prepared consistently to bring that thing forward into the earth. All right. So ladies, Actionable Clarity will be same time next Thursday. So we're going to go back to our Thursday time, and I'll be posting about it. So just help me out with spreading the word and just hyping up the posts that I share. And I really look forward to seeing you guys next week. All right. Sarah, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Everybody else who was live, thank you. And everyone watching the replay. I can't wait to read your comments. I'll look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day. Happy Friday.